It's Saturday while I'm filming this, so I'm wearing my otter shirt. I like to wear it on Saturday, and I call it Saturday, Otter Day, Saturday. Actually, I do like to match colors with the days of the week. Saturday is also Saturn Day, and Saturn is associated with like dark blue, black. Sunday, it's usually like pink, bright colors, purple maybe, or white. Monday is like Moon Day, so I like to wear like gray. Tuesday is Mars Day. Mars is fiery red. I like to wear red on Tuesday. Wednesday is known for being a green day, and so I usually wear green on Wednesday. Then Thursday is associated with yellow. I like to wear yellow on Thursday. Friday, purple or white or light blue, very light blue. And then we're back to Saturday. I wonder what it's like if I'm sitting right here and I can read something as if you're looking in my lap. Like Those who love love poems by Sara Teasdale. This is a very kind of 1980s Hallmark edition book. But I love it because Sara Teasdale is one of my favorite poets, honestly. Let's see. So the poems in this volume are selected from the collected poems of Sara Teasdale, copyright 1937 by the Macmillan Company. The copyrights renewed in 1965 by Morgan Guarantee Trust Company of New York and are printed by permission of the Macmillan Company. Jacket photograph courtesy of Orange Blossom Diamond Rings, Detroit, Michigan. Copyright 1969 by Hallmark Cards Inc., Kansas City, Missouri. Kansas City, Missouri. 1969 by Hallmark Cards Inc., Kansas City, Missouri. All rights reserved. Printed in the United States of America. Library of Congress Catalog Card Number 79-88222. Standard Book Number 87529-018-3. So, her poems are old. This book's older than I thought. 1969 Hallmark. It's beautiful without the cover and with the jacket. Those who love. Those who love. Those who love heart. jacket. Keeps it nice. Sara Teasdale Love Poems. Those who love the most do not talk of their love. Francesca, Guinevere, Deirdre, Iseult, Heloise, in the fragrant gardens of heaven are silent, or speak if at all of fragile, inconsequent things. And a woman I used to know, who loved one man from her youth, against the strength of the fates, fighting in somber pride, never spoke of this thing, but hearing his name by chance, a light would pass over her face. Sara Teasdale's poetry includes some of the most beautiful love poems ever written by a woman. Love, as Miss Teasdale wrote of it, is something felt and cherished by sensitive people of all eras. Sensitive people, sensitive people, sensitive people. Sensitive people of all eras. Her poems are simple, lyrical, poignant outpourings of the heart. She writes of loneliness and fulfillment, longing and joy, of love's ecstasy and pain, and always of beauty as she sees it in music, the sea, the stars, the face of the beloved. Miss Teasdale was born in St. Louis in 1884, in an atmosphere and a time highly stimulating to creative talent. Her first book, Sonnets to Deuce, or Douce, I guess, Sonnets to Douce, was published in 1907 when she was in her early 20s. In 1918, Love Songs was awarded the Columbia Poetry Society of America Prize, which was the forerunner of the Pulitzer Prize for Poetry. She published 8 volumes of poetry, the last of which, Strange Victory, appeared in 1933. In 1914, Miss Teasdale married Ernst Filsinger, a St. Louis businessman. The early years of their marriage were happy ones, spent in New York City, which she loved, and where she had many friends. However, long periods of separation because of her husband's increased business interests abroad led to divergence in their ways of life, and they were divorced in 1929. Miss Teasdale's later years were saddened by her divorce, by the death of her close friend, Vachel Lindsay, by increasing ill health, and by the loneliness which illness and her need for solitude brought. Physical frailty limited her activities all her life, but her poetry continued to deepen in meaning and to grow in beauty. Many of her poems have been set to music. Individual poems have been translated into a number of languages including Danish, French, and Spanish, and there are German and Japanese editions of certain selected poems. She was a severe critic of her own work and indicated those poems which she felt should be included in a collection edition. 4 years after her death, the collected poems of Sara Teasdale was published by the Macmillan Company. The selections in this edition come from that book. Sara Teasdale, a biography by Margaret Haley Carpenter, gives a warm and accurate picture of her life and of the forces that moved her: beauty, love, and friendship, her own singing voice, and her rebellion against death. Certainly, Sara Teasdale has found the spiritual immortality for which she longed. She lives today in her exquisite poetry, as she wrote in Moon Ending: moon worn thin to the width of a quill, in the dawn clouds flying, how good to go, light into light, and still giving light, dying. Lovely chance. O lovely chance, what can I do to give my gratefulness to you? You rise between myself and me with a wise persistency. I would have broken body and soul, but by your grace still I am whole. Many a thing you did to save me, many a holy gift you gave me. Music and friends and happy love, more than my dearest dreaming of. And now in this wide twilight hour, with earth and heaven a dark blue flower, in a humble mood I bless your wisdom and your waywardness. You brought me even here, where I live on a hill against the sky and look on mountains and the sea, and a thin white moon in the pepper tree. Winter. I shall have winter now and lessening days, lit by a smoky sun with slanting rays, and after falling leaves, the first determined frost, the colors of the world will all be lost. So be it. The faint buzzing of the snow will fill the empty boughs, and after sleet storms I shall wake to see a glittering glassy plume of every tree. Nothing shall tempt me from my firelit house, and I shall find at night a friendly ember, and make my life of what I can remember. Her poetry has a simple, lyric quality, explaining her poetic theories. She wrote, "The reader should be barely conscious of the form, the rhymes, or the rhythm. He should be conscious of the emotions given him and unconscious of the medium by which they are transmitted. The poet should try to give his poem the quiet swiftness of flame, so that the reader will feel and not think while he is reading. But the thinking will come afterwards." Speaking of the period in which she lived, Sara Teasdale wrote, "For the first time in the history of English literature, the work of women has compared favorably with that of men, and in no other field have they done such noteworthy work as in poetry." Surely she herself was one of the most responsible for the truth of that statement. Here then is a selection of the best love poems of Sara Teasdale. It cannot help but be a very special book for all who love. Gifts. I gave my first love laughter. I gave my second tears. I gave my third love silence through all the years. My first love gave me singing, my second eyes to see. But oh, it was my third love who gave my soul to me. Wild asters. In the spring I asked the daisies if his words were true, and the clever little daisies always knew. Now the fields are brown and barren, bitter autumn blows, and of all the stupid asters, not one knows. Peace. Peace flows into me as the tide to the pool by the shore. It is mine forevermore. It ebbs not back like the sea. I am the pool of blue that worships the vivid sky. My hopes were heaven high. They are all fulfilled in you, in you, in you. In you, they are all fulfilled in you. I am the pool of gold when sunset burns and dies. You are my deepening skies. Give me your stars to hold. 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 Night. It's beautiful. Stars over snow, and in the west a planet swinging below a star. Look for a lovely thing, and you will find it. It is not far. It never will be far. Beautiful, beautiful, simple poetry. I'm also a fan of Emily Dickinson, who is also brought to my mind. I'm reminded of Emily Dickinson by Sara Teasdale. I'm gonna do a video sometime of Emily Dickinson books. Boop, 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 boop. Boop. For those who love, I love you. I love you. How do you do that? I love you. I love you. I love you.